So Etsy just made some pretty big changes in regards to what is allowed to be sold and is not allowed to be sold on the platform. The changes they made are likely going to have a significant impact on a lot of sellers and could potentially mean that thousands upon thousands of listings are now going against Etsy policy. As you can imagine, this has created a ton of confusion in the Etsy seller community, and people are looking for answers as to what this might mean for their shop. So that's what I'm attempting to do in today's video, is bring some clarity to what these changes are and talk about what actions you might need to take. Now, just to be clear, at the time I'm recording this, Etsy hasn't yet come out with a public statement clarifying any of this. So a lot of what I'm sharing in today's video is going to be my own speculation and interpretation of what these new changes are. And so I definitely encourage you to do your own research, to read the policies for yourself. I'm going to link the articles that I'm pulling information from down below, but just want to put that out there that none of this is meant to be taken as professional, legal, or financial advice. It's simply my own personal understanding and opinion regarding these new updates. All right, let's jump in. Okay, so if you're not familiar with the Etsy creativity standards, there's 4 main categories. The first one is made by a seller. So in this category, you are allowed to sell physical items made by a seller by hand or using personal or computerized tools. So here's the first change they made within this made by seller category. Regarding the section that talks about using computerized tools specifically, this is the phrasing that it used to use before the change was made. It said items produced using computerized tools, physical items that a seller produced in their personal shop or home using computerized tools such as a laser printer, 3D printer, CNC, or Cricut machine. These items may be produced based on seller's original designs or using a templated design or pattern. That's what it used to say. The new phrasing at the bottom there replaces the word may with must, so these items must be produced based on a seller's original design, and it completely removes that last phrase that used to say or using a templated design or pattern. So this tells me that if you're using a computerized tool, like they say a 3D printer, a laser printer, CNC, or Cricut machine, some people are even going as far as including embroidery machines, really anything that's a computerized tool, it's specifying that you must produce this based on your own original design. So really there's no more just hopping over and grabbing a pack of SVG designs that have already been created by someone else and putting those into your laser printer or your Cricut or your 3D printer and printing out a product that way. You've got to base your products now on your own original design. Now I will say here, the term original design seems like it's pretty open to interpretation, at least at this point. Like I said before, Etsy hasn't really clarified what they mean by original design. So does this mean it has to be a completely from scratch design by the seller, or does it mean that the seller could potentially take a graphic from here and a graphic from here that are already created and just combine them, and then that is considered their own unique original design? Nobody really has the answer to that right now. I sort of speculate that that might be the case, that Etsy is going to allow people to combine graphic assets and elements to create their own original design rather than having to do everything from zero, from scratch. But again, they haven't clarified this. So that's just what I'm guessing at this point. Now, I do want to mention, if you are a new Etsy seller, or maybe you've been an Etsy seller for a while and just haven't seen the amount of sales and traction in your shop that you've wanted to, I have something that's going to be super helpful for you. It's what I wish I had had when I first started. It's a deep dive masterclass that goes through my 5-pillar Etsy success formula, outlining the top 5 strategies that have most moved the needle in my Etsy business to bring me to multiple 6 figures, where I was finally seeing a consistent full-time income from my Etsy business. There's a lot of different strategies and tactics out there that you could use, but in this masterclass, I narrow it down to what I consider to be the best, most important 5. So if you're interested in learning that system, it's a completely free masterclass. It's about 45 minutes long. You can click on the link in the description box below to hop over and watch that when you get done watching this video. Now, moving on to the designed by seller category. This is the category where sellers can sell original designs that are produced or printed by a third party or offered as a digital download. So this is the category for all you digital product sellers who are selling digital downloads or physical products that are printed by a third party, like print-on-demand products. So the big change here takes place in the does not qualify section. So if you look at the article that lays out Etsy's creativity standards, there's a whole section for what is allowed, and then underneath that, there's a section that says does not qualify, where they give examples of things that would not qualify for designed by seller. So in the does not qualify section, part of it used to say a bundle, collection, scan, or PDF of someone else's work as a digital download, except in the case of qualifying vintage items. They took out that last part under that phrase where it says, as a digital download, except in the case of qualifying vintage items. So removing that exception from that phrase tells me that they're not wanting people to sell vintage items that are a bundle, collection, scan, or PDF of someone else's work, because they previously had listed that as an exception that is okay, and now they've removed that as an exception. We'll look at this a little bit more, but we're going to move on to this next one, which is handpicked by seller, because this one relates a little bit. So handpicked by seller is the third category in the creativity standards. This is the category where you can sell vintage items, items from nature, and certain collections of items that a seller personally selected and curated for sale. So in the what is allowed section under the handpicked category, there's a part that says vintage items. It specifies that vintage items are items that are 20 or more years old that the seller personally curated or collected. Now, this part used to be included as well in this section where it says this also includes digital files of scanned vintage content like photographs, books, or patterns. But you can see here with the new change, they've removed that last sentence that specified that you could sell digital files of those scanned vintage content pieces. So again, this tells me that it's no longer okay to sell vintage content like photographs, books, or patterns within this handpicked by seller category. Again, they haven't really clarified this. I'm just going based on my initial interpretation of what this might mean and how people might be interpreting this without any further information on it. So it's still pretty unclear if this type of product is now completely prohibited on Etsy, or is it simply not allowed in the design by seller or handpicked by seller categories. Now, also in the handpicked by seller category, we see a new addition in the does not qualify section. So down beneath where they're giving the examples of things that don't qualify for handpicked, they've added a completely new bullet point here that says resold items from nature, and they give the example of bulk landscape rocks resold from Home Depot. So if you remember, within the handpicked by seller category, generally Etsy is okay with you selling things that you find from nature, whether it be rocks, geodes, shells, dried flowers. But here they're specifying they have to be things that you have found of an organic nature. They can't be resold items that you're just purchasing from a bulk store like Home Depot and then reselling. You have to have actually found these yourself in nature. Now, moving on to the fourth category here, which is sourced by seller. This is the category that includes items that enable buyer creativity, including craft and party supplies, and items that are personalized with a buyer's custom text or image. So in general, historically, you can't resell just mass-produced items on Etsy, but this was the one category where you could resell some things that would be considered craft or party supplies, but it looks like Etsy is cracking down on that as well. So here's the first change in the sourced by seller section. There's a new addition in the does not qualify section. So they're saying resold generic cooking tools or ingredients, chemical compounds, automotive or bicycle parts and repair tools, office, construction, gardening, cosmetic, or home DIY supplies. So let's take tools for instance. You are allowed to sell tools whose primary purpose is for crafting. So these are tools that are primarily meant to result in a new item, like clay sculpting tools or knitting needles. You aren't, however, allowed to sell tools whose primary purpose is not for crafting or creating a new item. So for example, you can't just sell a normal screwdriver or a shovel on Etsy. There's also another new addition in the does not qualify section, which goes back to our party and craft supplies, and it says generic resold items that may be used at a party, but either are, number one, not decor, or also have everyday uses, such as plain furniture, generic tableware, stage lights, speakers, costumes, party favors, and seasonal or holiday decor that's not specific to a single gathering or celebration. So the key here is that you can still sell party supplies, but they have to be specific to a single gathering or celebration, a single holiday, a single event. They can't just be generic items that have an everyday use. So for example, you could sell napkins that are for a specific event, holiday, party, like if they're birthday party napkins or office party napkins or Christmas or Thanksgiving napkins, but you wouldn't be allowed to just sell generic colored napkins that you could really use every day that aren't for a specific single gathering. This applies to all of the things they mention here, so you can't just sell generic things like tableware, stage lights, speakers, things that have an everyday use. It has to be specific to a single type of party or celebration. Now, also in the source by seller section, we've got a little bit of a rewording on this other other part, the old way it was phrased said, listings for images sourced by seller must use photo or video content of the items you have for sale, not stock or commercial images. So you used to not be able to use stock or commercial images in your listing under this sourced by seller category. If you had items that were under this category, you had to have them actually physically in hand to take your own photos. But they've changed that and reworded it, and now it says listings for items sourced by a seller must use photo or video content of the items you have for sale or commercial images, example, from the manufacturer or distributor, subject to our intellectual property policy. So this is actually a pretty good change. This is telling us that now underneath the source by seller category, you can use commercial images if you want to. You don't have to take your own photos of your items. All right, now moving on to services, there have been some changes as to what types of services you are and aren't allowed to sell on Etsy. Number one is rewording in the allowed section. So when we look at the allowed services, the old creativity standards had two different things listed that said custom writing and design and curated list. Now we don't see either of those in this section. We just see one that says digital creative services, and this is what it specifies. In general, custom writing and design, logo brand design, music and audio production, video editing, and illustration artwork sold as digital files may be sold on Etsy. The final item should be sent to your buyer as an attachment via email or Etsy messages. So this is a big change because some of these services used to be prohibited. So now you can offer a wider variety of services, even things like video editing, music and audio production. There's probably a lot of mixed opinions on this, but I personally am pretty open to this. I think it follows Etsy's creative spirit. And so I think as long as people are doing it in a genuine way and keeping their creativity with it, then I'm totally fine with Etsy allowing these services. There's also been a new addition in the allowed section under services. So we've got a new section that says modification services. Modification services that alter a buyer's pre-existing item. So examples of modification services include tailoring a buyer's item, restoring or repairing a buyer's item, photographic retouching or color correction of a buyer's image, and altering a buyer's jewelry. And it does specify the items supplied by the buyer must comply with all other Etsy policies, which they have listed there in the creativity standards. But again, I think I'm pretty okay with this. I think that these, again, follow Etsy's creative spirit. It allows sellers to make use of their creative skills, whether it be like it says here, tailoring an item, restoring or repairing an item. So the basic idea here is that the buyer is sending you as the seller an item that they already own and you are altering it for them in some way. Now we also have a couple of changes and additions in the prohibited services section. So all of that was in the allowed section. This next list is in the prohibited section. So these are services that are not allowed on Etsy. Remember, before we had a section of curated lists that were allowed on Etsy. That's now been removed from the allowed section, but we do have a few specifics on certain curated lists that are prohibited on Etsy, that include lists that aggregate personal information. So you wouldn't want to try to sell a list of people's contact details, emails, or websites. You also can't sell a list of wholesale vendors or customer lists, and you can't sell a list of prompts that can be used to create content with generative AI. You also can't sell professional services on Etsy now. So this includes personal therapy, tutoring, training, coaching, and similar services. All of that is a no-go on Etsy. You can't sell membership subscriptions. They have here specifying access to streaming platform subscriptions like Netflix or Spotify, access to software or app membership subscriptions like Adobe, and access to gaming subscriptions like an Xbox Game Pass. All of that is going to be a no-go as well. You cannot sell virtual gaming assets, so in-game virtual items, accounts, characters, power leveling or boosting services, access codes, or licenses. These are things that it's pretty much been a given that you can't sell on Etsy. Maybe people would try to sell these sometimes, but here Etsy has specifically laid it out that these are indeed prohibited. And you also can't sell social media services like offering for people to buy followers, likes, and reviews. Again, something that I hope people wouldn't do. I hope that would be common sense, but you would be surprised how many people would try to sell things like this. So I think Etsy is just clarifying and making it very clear this is not allowed to be sold on Etsy. This is not what Etsy is for. And the last change in the prohibited services section is titled Listings Created for the Purpose of Transferring Money. Now this is a big one because I do know a lot of sellers who have done at least one, if not multiple of these that are listed here. So they specify that you're not allowed to collect tips or gratuities, you're not allowed to receive donations, hold raffles, or other types of crowdfunding on Etsy. You're also not allowed to have charitable donation listings where the only item for sale is a digital download. So that would be like someone can just donate whatever they want, and in return, they get a little PDF saying, thank you for your donation. You're no longer allowed to do things like that. You can't have add-ons with no physical item associated, so you no longer can have like a listing for express shipping or rush delivery. That's something that I've done in the past, and I know a lot of sellers do, so that's no longer allowed. You're also no longer allowed to have listings for gift cards in your shop, and I wonder if part of this is because Etsy sells their own gift cards now. So as sellers, we are no longer allowed to sell our own gift cards to our shop. And you also can't sell referral codes. So those are the major changes I've seen in the Etsy creativity standards. I know there are a few others, but I just wanted to hit on the big ones that seem like they're causing the most confusion with sellers. So I hope this brings some clarity to you. I'd love to know if you'd comment below. Let me know what you think of these changes and which one, if any of them, are causing you to kind of rethink things, rework things in your shop. And let me know too if you still have any questions on this. I'm going to continue researching and trying to get some more answers. And I hope that Etsy comes out soon with a statement to the public clarifying all of this just to make it easier for all of us to understand. Talk soon, friends.